Hey, good evening, guys. Let's see if we can get some people to pop on here. Anyway, I hope everybody is having a fantastic Monday night. So, if you've been watching my stories throughout the day, I told you guys I was going to go live and share my real, raw truth with you guys. So, over the past few days, I've had a bunch of messages, text messages, Facebook messages. I've spoken to a few people on the phone and they were like, what the fuck are you doing in California? So as I was in California, I was sharing the fact that I was at Warrior. If you don't know what Warrior is, Warrior was started by Garrett White. He's been in the coaching space for quite some time. And what I was doing there, I was there to get certified as a trainer. But before we get to that, what I want to share with you guys tonight is my truth. And I am somebody who likes to tell stories when I teach. And yeah, you can see that's my mic. So I'm somebody that likes to tell stories when I teach or when I speak to somebody to really connect with them. And so part of my journey, I'm going to show you guys a photo that was taken about 8 years ago. And the truth is, when I look at this photo, I'm fucking ashamed. I'm ashamed of the man that I see in that photo. And it's not because the physical piece that you're going to see, but I promise you I will share the journey that I've been on with you, or that I've been on with you. And it's a photo that I never thought I would share. It's a photo that I knew existed, and it's a photo that I haven't looked at for several years. So let me show you this fucking photo that I hate to look at. You guys ready for it? Thanks everybody for popping on. Let me get this here. So let me flip this guy around. All right, guys. There's that photo. All right. So, some of you guys that see that photo, you see a man that is physically out of shape. And some of you might be asking, Paul, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Well, let me tell you. That man, that boy, because that's what I fucking was back then, 8 years ago, I fucking killed him. Now, for some of you, you might see a man that is physically out of fucking shape. But the truth is, the external reflects the internal. That was not a man that respected himself. That was not a man that respected his wife. That was not a father who knew how to father his son. That was a man that woke up every fucking morning, and as soon as he woke up, felt like a piece of shit. The external reflects the internal. And when I look at that man, it makes me emotional. Because I know who I was at that time. And at that time, that was my lowest point in my life. And so it's hard for me to look at that photo. Because I wasn't somebody that lived up to the standard of a man that my wife married. I wasn't a man capable of being an incredible father to my son. And that's why I get so emotional. And it's fucking tough. And that photo was taken 8 years ago. Give or take, 8 years ago. And about a year after that photo was taken is when God called me. That was also a man that went to church, volunteered for 4 or 5 hours every weekend at church. But to be honest, most of the time never heard God. Not until about a year later when God called me to leave the fire department. So that's what I did. And I've told this story multiple times in different ways. And, that photo was taken about about 6 months after my close friend Craig died. And it was taken about 4 or 5 months after my oldest son, Odin, was born. And like I said, I was in my deepest, darkest fucking place. And the truth is, like I said, I killed that man. To this guy that you see sitting here in front of you today. Not a boy, but a fucking man. So I have a second photo. A second photo that shows an 8-year progression of who the fuck I am. So let me show you that photo. All right. That photo was taken yesterday. And at the end, I'm going to show you both. So who was the guy that was in the second photo? What did that guy have to do to go from that boy from 8 years ago? Now, the other night, I went live a couple times and we talked about something called the code. And that is what I'm speaking to you now. The code is nothing more than sharing my truth with you and getting real with the facts. And the facts are that boy in that first photo was lost. He was so lost, the external reflected the internal. And I'd have you guys consider, it's not that I was overweight. It's not that I was unhealthy. Those were byproducts of me not living by the code. Me not living my purpose. That was the result. That wasn't somebody who valued their body by working out. That wasn't somebody who valued their fucking health. In fact, that boy couldn't even fucking smell or taste. The external reflects the internal. So when I show up today in front of you, speaking my raw, real truth with you, the truth is, it's been a long fucking journey to get to where I'm at today. 8 years to get to this person, to this man that I am today. A man that respects his internal. A man that no longer speaks negatively about himself. A man who knows how to treat his wife and his kids. Because that's the truth. And I would have you consider, if I were to bring my wife on right now, she would tell you that as I sit here in front of you, publicly sharing my fucking truth with you, she would even tell you that I'm not the same guy I was 2 months ago. So I want to share some statistics with you. But before I do that, I am letting you know that God has called me. Actually, he called me about 2 years ago. And he told me that I need to go out and coach men. So that's my announcement, guys. My announcement is I am working one-on-one with men and even women, because I know so many men especially have been in that fucking place that I was in. That place where you fucking feel like no one. A place that nobody wants to be. In the darkness, in the shit, don't know where to fucking go. How do I do this? How am I going to pay my bills? I don't want to work out. I've been talking a lot about my story and my journey. I've shown you guys what I do every day to live the warrior's way. But now I've really shown you how far I've truly come. And the truth is, I've been living the warrior's way for several years. The truth is, I've been stopping my calling from our Creator for far too fucking long. And a man that's not living in his purpose is also not a man that is living by the code. So again, my announcement is I'm working one-on-one with men and even women. And if you're a woman and you're watching this and you look at that first picture that I showed earlier in this video and you see your husband, or I tell you the things that I was experiencing, please share it with your husband. Because here's the thing, guys, you can't tell anybody what to do. And so in my preparation to share this with you guys tonight, I want to tell you a few statistics. Because you may say, Paul, why are you coaching? What qualifies you to coach? Well, I just showed you. Let me show you again. 8 years ago, yesterday. 8 fucking years ago of the man I killed to the man I am today. And it's not fucking superficial. It's not just about the weight. The place I was in, I was 40 pounds, or I lost 40 pounds initially, but it was the heaviest I've ever been. And it was the sickest I've ever been. It was the most depressed I had ever been. And I've spent the past 8 fucking years rebuilding my life on my fucking terms. My terms. By living by a code and doing core 4 every day. And it doesn't matter if you think I'm qualified to coach men. I know I'm qualified to coach men. God has called me to this purpose. He's told me that this is my path. And I need to follow it because of these statistics I'm going to share with you. So if you're somebody who's skeptical, you're talking to the fucking king of skeptical. I was an internationally trained arson investigator. I was a skeptical motherfucker. So I get it. I get it. But the truth is, you cannot run from this shit. You cannot ignore your purpose. You cannot ignore if God has called you to do something. Because when you do, you're only avoiding it for a certain amount of time. So let me share these statistics with you. I'm going to move my camera so I can read them to you. So, you guys may be asking, yeah, it's thundering like a motherfucker here in Colorado. And it's fucking awesome because that's how I fucking feel inside about this. I'm so fucking pumped that I have had my calling shown to me. But I'm also fucking scared for this human race. Because so many fucking people are asleep. And God told me I have to go and help awaken men and women. And that's the thing. Those photos took me 8 years. They're 8 years apart, give or take. And I want to coach because I want to show someone how to do it in fucking 1 year, not 8. So let me share these with you. So right now, if you're asking, or you're telling yourself, I don't need a coach. I'm good. Good. How many fucking times has somebody asked you how you're doing and you respond with that fucking bullshit answer? Oh, I'm good. But you know inside you're fucking dying. Yeah, we've all fucking been there. And that's not living the code. That's not living in fucking truth. So, first statistic. Roughly 2 out of 3 adults in America are overweight or they're obese. That is 69% of Americans that are overweight. 1 in 3 motherfuckers are overweight. 36% of those people are obese. Still good? It's a fucking sad statistic. But it fucking continues. And it doesn't get better. 38% of American businesses will fail in the first 3 years. Fail. According to the American Psychological Association, the divorce rate for a first-time marriage is 40 to 50%. So almost half of the first marriages in this country fail. You want to know something that's even worse? 67% of second marriages will fucking fail. That shows you everything you fucking need. Hey, my first marriage didn't work out. It wasn't me. Everything was good enough. It was her. It was him. Nah, it just didn't work out. I'm going to go try something fucking new. The grass is always greener on the other side. Oh, 67% of second marriages fail. It's not fucking getting better. Because we, the people, do not know how to govern our own fucking lives. Okay? Still going, guys. Stay with me here. 57% of men the ages of 30 years old to 49 years old have admitted they've watched pornography in the past month. 42% say they watched it in the past week. Almost 60% of men, American men, are watching porn. Okay, I got one more for you. And this one's hard. On average, there's 132 suicides per day in America. That's roughly 14 people in every 100,000 in the population. So you're going to tell me you don't think you need a coach? You don't think you need somebody to help guide you? Let's see. Let's go through these again. 69% of Americans are overweight. 36% are obese. I could not find a statistic on how many Americans go to church, but I believe it's gone down quite a bit. So 69% of Americans are overweight. 57% of men watch porn every month. 42% of those men watch it every week. 40 to 50% of marriages, first marriages fail, and 67% of second marriages fail, and 38% of businesses will fail in the first 3 fucking years. How could I ignore this? Our bodies aren't getting any better. Our relationship to God is not getting any better. Our relationship with our wives, right? Our kids are not getting any fucking better. And our fucking businesses are failing. That is the totality of what we are dealing with. And I'm not fucking okay with it. Your body fails, your health fails. If you're overweight and you don't know how to eat and you don't know how to exercise and you don't know how to truly be healthy. Because if you rely on fucking insurance to keep you healthy, you are sick. That is what my wife, Dr. Jacqueline, does every day. She gives people hope in their health and restoration in their health, and she changes fucking generations of families. And I get to help her do that. Most people don't even talk about God. And I'd have you consider 3 months ago, I was the same. That was missing in my life. Now I don't care. Now I'm going to scream it from the fucking rooftops. God has called me. He's equipped me, and He will go with me in this journey. Because the stakes are so fucking high of failure. Do you understand that in your relationships, or what I call balance, by living the warrior's way, half of marriages are going to fail? That means half of those families are going to be fucking torn apart by divorce. There's kids that are going to be impacted for the rest of their fucking lives. Because we don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to tell our spouse the truth. If you're a man, you don't know how to tell your spouse, honey, I'm watching porn every week. I'm part of that 57%. But hey, everything's good. It's good. It's good. Then you go home and you sedate. You drink. You find another way to not address the issue. Guys, I'm not okay with families being ripped apart by divorce. I'm not okay by this country continuing to get sicker and sicker and fucking fatter. And if that offends you, I hope it does. Because that's the fucking truth. I fucking showed you how I was 8 years ago. And the truth is, I have a coach. I've had a coach for 4 years. I've had multiple coaches guide me down this path. I have not done this by myself. But the biggest thing is I started and I accepted my current reality was a place that I would no longer fucking choose to live in. Because it was a fucking prison that I built. So what did I do? I got really clear with the facts of where I was. I got really fucking clear on how that made me feel, how it made my wife feel, how it made my kids feel, and how I fucking showed up for them. And then that gave me my focus. My focus on this new reality that I wanted to create for myself and my family and my business. This new me. And that's the guy you saw in picture number 2. The weight is heavy. This calling from God to have me start coaching one-on-one is heavy. And it's something I've been wrestling with for far too long. And even though I ignored it 2-3 years ago, it's come back around, and I am now submitting. Fuck yeah, I love it. Thank you, brother. So that's it, guys. If you're one of those tough guys, I don't need a coach, I got everything, everything's good. You can't argue with the data. You can't argue with those statistics of failed marriages, failed businesses, obesity, pornography. You can't fucking argue with it. So instead, let's lock arms. Come with me. Let's awaken fucking men to their calling, to their purpose. Because that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do. I've been called to awaken men and women so that they can live the life that they're called to live. So again, lock arms with me. If you're somebody that's struggling like I was, if you're like me in that first photo, I can help you. But I'm not going to do it for you. I can show you the Warrior's Way path. I can show you what I do to a fucking T every day. I can show you how you can do it for yourself. Because the reality is you could do everything I do, but that's not going to awaken you to your true purpose. But you have to start with truth, and you have to start with facts. So if this is something that resonates with you, let's chat. Let's lock arms. I'd be happy to hear your story. I'd be happy to talk with you. So you can shoot me a DM, we can chat, and let's fucking go. Because, guys, this is personal for me. It really is. And if you're just popping on, please go watch the first few minutes of this video. I don't even know how long I've been fucking going. But that photo, I'm going to show it to you guys again. That was me 8 years ago. That was me yesterday. Am I a different man? You bet your fucking ass I am. And in 6 months from now, I'm going to kill that guy that's in photo number 2. Do I have a six-pack? No. Am I a fucking jacked beast? Not yet. But I will get there. And I want to lock arms with other people that want to come with me. Because this thing is not me telling you what to do. It's me helping you awake yourself. And that is fucking powerful. So I appreciate you guys that reach out to me, that send me messages, that, you know, hey, what are you doing? This is what the fuck I'm doing. I'm going to start coaching one-on-one. I'm not leaving my current business. I'm going to do this in conjunction with it. And I'm going to awaken motherfuckers. because the cost is too much if we don't fucking do this for ourselves as men. It's too much, guys. So if you're somebody that wants to walk along with me, like I said, let's chat. Send me a direct message. I don't even have a business name yet. I don't have a link up. I have to start this. Nobody's telling me that I have to do this, but I know I've been called by God to do this. So I look forward to interacting with some of you. And let me speak to you ladies for a minute. Now, my wife could speak to that man in that first photo. And God, is she a fucking goddess? She's a goddess because she dealt with me at that lowest point in my life. And she's still here. And you know what? I got back from Warrior on Sunday, and she told me, she goes, there's my king. There's the man I married. And that was fucking fantastic to hear. That's right. He will call you, he will equip you, and he'll fucking go with you. How many fucking marriages do you think could be saved by living this way? How many kids wouldn't have to experience divorce by living this way? How many men wouldn't have to watch porn because their relationship with their queen is so fucking on fire? How many men could live in their power by owning their body? How many businesses would succeed and not fail because their business is on fire? That's the totality of what we're dealing with. So, I feel like I've gone too long, but I have to share my truth with you guys. And going forward, that's all I'm going to do. And I feel like I have done that, but I had to show you guys my journey. I had to show you the man I was, the boy that I fucking was, the broken down person in his own prison, to the man I am today. I have broken those fucking chains. And I'm going to continue to break those fucking chains, whether you choose to come with me or not. So, I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Again, if you want to lock arms with me, shoot me a direct message and we'll chat in there. So, until next time, guys, have a great night.